Testing one, two, three. Testing one, two, three. Wanted to go live and get this over with. I wanted to talk about the corruption in New Orleans, Louisiana. I wanted to talk about the indictment of Titi. I wanted to talk about the indictment of Titi. They call it Titi down there, mayor, the mayor of New Orleans, Latoya, Destroyer, Cantrell. Okay, we're gonna talk about the corruption of Latoya Destroyer, Cantrell, the indictment of this melanated woman, and we're gonna talk about the concerns in a few seconds. Grand rising. As y'all can see, I'm on the porch. I'm on the porch. We'll just give me a moment. I'm at home, so I'm on the porch. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. And I'm doing a live from my house. I know you guys are probably used to me being in the truck, but I'm doing a live from the house. Um, yeah, I want to talk about Latoya Destroyer, Cantrell, New Orleans, a mayor that known as AKA TD. Yeah, TD is in trouble, and she is in serious trouble. Indictment says multiple counts. I think it's like 18 counts of the indictment on her. And this is this happened to her. All of the things that she was doing, we talk about these mayors. I am not a Democrat. I am not a Republican, but I do realize in these big cities, uh, these Democrats states are ran by scumbags. Okay, and I don't care what color. Okay, they're ran by scumbags, and these liberal lefties going to get upset. But this is the truth. If you do this, the statistics across the country, most of the Democrat cities that are ran by Democrats are failing big time. They're failing big time. Am I saying that Republicans are better? No, but I'm just letting you know that they have been a failure multiple times. The city of New Orleans, Louisiana, has had multiple years of corruption in the past. They have had, mayor and a couple of indictments since I've been born. You know what I'm saying? They had Ray Nagin. Ray Nagin was indicted. Everybody remember Ray Nagin, biggest quote about the chocolate city. You think that these people are for our people, and they're really the problem. Okay, once these people they start off pretty good, once they get a part of these donors, they get around these corruption, these people who really are just doing it in when it comes to our people. I was thinking about Mayor Cottrell, and I was thinking about how she started. She's not a New Orleanian. She's a person who came from California. Okay, and I always question people who don't know the area and they come from a other city and they wind up becoming a mayor or a governor of states that they're not from. And where's the connection? She had literally no connection, no ties to Louisiana, no, to New Orleans, Louisiana, and she had a lot of mouth. She had a lot of mouth, And don't get me wrong. I mean, we all seen her for her all of her dancing that she did. She did a lot of dancing since she was mayor in New Orleans. You saw a woman at her age twerking, and that's the perception what they see of black mayors it's just a disgrace. Some of the things that we see with these liberals in our country, and they're doing a lot of talking, but a lot of things are not getting done for the people. You look at the crime rate since she was mayor. The crime has did nothing but go up since she was mayor of New Orleans. Okay, it hurts me because I'm a native from New Orleans, Louisiana, and it hurts to see my city in the conditions that it has been under her regime. She dropped the ball during the COVID. She dropped the ball. There were multiple businesses that she literally closed during COVID-19. There was a lot of things that she were doing, and then of course she's a married woman who was cheating on her husband with a police officer. She was cheating on her husband with a local police officer, and she was paying for the motels, the hotels. That's the sad part. She was paying out of the city's funds to enjoy a good life. You know, she was going to famous restaurants. She was traveling across the country, taxpayer dollars. Yes, Latoya, Destroyer, Cantrell, a menaces of New Orleans. Okay, yes, we have had in the history of YT mayors that have been horrible. Mitch Landrieu, he was also, but I'm focusing on Latoya Cantrell. And should New Orleans start to try another base? They have been, I think, the last decade, they have been having nothing but mayors that were Democrats that has been running the beautiful city of New Orleans, Louisiana. I think we have to get away from our politics beliefs and what we believe in, and we have to go what's right in the city. And I think that a lot of people have to get away from that politics bullshit. If you are left or right, you got to look at it the way it is. And New Orleans, has been going down under the regime of Democrats. And I'm sorry, I got to call it as it is. We have given Democrats multiple times to change the city, and it just hasn't worked. Okay, it just hasn't worked. And I don't know if we have to find independent candidates. I don't know what we got to do, but we can't go in the direction that we've been going in with these same particular these same particular play guys. We just can't do it. And I see this all across the nation. I see this all across the country. You see it everywhere where these Democratic states, and they get mad with Donald Trump. They get mad with Donald Trump because he's, in my opinion, a lot of this stuff should have happened a long time ago, in my opinion. They should have been, I don't think it's a target against black people. I don't think it's a target against black people. I think DC, I think the homeless, I think this has been going across the whole country. All of these cities been horrible. You know what I'm saying? And if you're honest with yourself, you would understand what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the issue right now. We're not honest with ourselves. All we talk about is politically, and politically, it's not helping us. It's not helping us. At some point, we gotta wake up. And as a people, if we gotta lock some of these people who do not want to live a civilized life, and that goes for all race. We got to get tired of going to work, being productive citizens, walking around working our ass off, and we have to deal with all of the crime. Did you see what happened with the young man who got his chain? He got his chain taken from him, and he was unalived in his car. He was doing a live. He was on live on Facebook Live, and they guess who unalived him? People who look like us. That's who unalived him. People who look like us. And
When the police officer had the police brutality that happened to him, we had the national media. We had a lot of people talking about that. When police do us something, we hear the outcry of the national media. But when we do shit to us, nobody is around to care to call it out. Nobody don't see nothing. Well, I'm one of these, and I don't care if I lose following. I never cared about the views. I don't care about that. I care about my people. And I think at some point, we're gonna have to hold our own people accountable. And the black on black crime, the stuff that goes on, nobody's talking about that young man. Nobody's talking about how that young man was on Facebook Live and they robbed him over his chain, shot him in his chest, and he was unalive on Facebook Live. No outcry, no CNN, no Fox News, because they don't truly give a damn about us. They don't care about us. And Mayor Cantrell in the city of New Orleans, I watched my beautiful city crumble in the hands of this woman. She's a native Californian. You know how California politics are. And she's a native Californian. She come down. She did more partying than being mayor. Every time you Google Mayor Cantrell in New Orleans, she's always second lining. She's always dancing. We don't need an entertainer. That's the problem now. We don't need entertainment for mayors. Our people got to stop with the bullshit. We don't need entertainers for mayors and people who are governing us. People who just make you happy because they dancing and they singing. That doesn't mean nothing to me. Our cities were beautiful. Shout out to Halito. We got Copper Goddess in the house. Our cities were beautiful. And now they're being ran down in these Democrat states. They're being ran down in these Democrat, are not states, Democrat cities. And it's just, we got to call it what it is. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent. And I don't like either one of them parties. I don't like any YT person governing over me. But when it comes to the cities, I mean, look what's happening with our own people governing over us. Something happened. These people are not even our own people. Some of these people be tethers. Some of these mayors are not even Americans. You would not believe this. A lot of these are cities that are ran by tethers, people who are not natives of this country. And I'm telling you, if you go look at it, y'all go check it out. In Minnesota right now, they're trying to put a Somalian in as the Minneapolis mayor. They're trying to get that person in. Most of these liberals are bringing in immigrants to run our cities. They're bringing in immigrants. And if they ain't bringing in immigrants, they're bringing in low lives like Mayor Cantrell. And she has stolen and she used New Orleans finances to live her life, to get on exotic trips, to have an affair while her husband was suffering. Her husband passed away allegedly. Well, it is not allegedly. He passed away late early this year. And this woman, literally was still having an affair with a police chief. She was still having an affair. So that's why nothing is getting done in the city of New Orleans. And there are other major cities where we talked about Memphis, Tennessee, where we talk about major cities where they're ran by mayors that are under the Democrat Party. And I think it's time for us to call this shit out and stop voting for these Democrats who are not doing anything but talking. They're doing nothing for our people but talking. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a mega. You'll never see me talking about I'm worshiping them people. I'm not down. I don't trust them people. But we got to do something other than keep going the liberal route. Keep voting for the liberal in these inner cities, and we're not blossoming. You're talking about major cities like New Orleans, Louisiana, that are going to. New Orleans was at the time was one of the top cities of the South back in the days. They were like one of the top cities of the South, and they lost all of the 500 fortune companies, and like I told you, it's been a decade of Democrat mayors. I don't think I even remember, and I'm 50 years old, New Orleans, Louisiana, even having a Republican or independent as a mayor. I think the only independent was Mayor Ray Nagin, and Ray Nagin was indicted. We got to do something different. Um, Invaded by color, quick foreigners, yes. And I'm telling you, and a lot of us are voting these people in because we think because they look like us. A lot of us are voting people in because of the color of skin. We just assume, oh, we don't know that these people be Nigerians, these people be Ghanaians. We don't know that these people have African backgrounds. They be Jamaicans. You got Jamaicans running cities. You got Haitians running cities, and they all coming through the Democrat Party. A lot of these are tethers that are coming through the Democrat Party, and this is a problem for our people. This is a problem. These are not natural born our people running, and it just is what it is. And we're not. We don't. We just keep and we don't care. And right now we are in danger in Minnesota. Minnesota is in danger to have Minneapolis with a Samayan who is running for mayor. A Samayan, Somali. It's unbelievable. And it's not a reputation of what we are. It's not a reputation of they're not representing us. And the people that are mad at Donald Trump for doing what he's doing to DC, I hope it happens to a lot of the major cities. I'm sick and tired of going to Atlanta, Georgia, and all of the homeless that are running on the interstates. I'm tired of going through Atlanta, Georgia, seeing these homeless defecate all off the side of the highway. They're living in tents. They gotta be, if I can get my behind up and work. If you're not mentally ill, I can understand. But some of these people don't want to work, and they're making us look bad as a people. It's an old saying that if a man doesn't work, he doesn't eat. There was an old saying, if a man doesn't work, he doesn't eat. And we make too many excuses why we're not eating. And I remember in California, I don't think it was, I think it's California who pays Utah. They pays Utah to bring their homeless to Utah. Okay. And they pay certain cities to bring certain homeless to certain states. And I am very compassionate to homeless people. But that's for the mentally people. The people who are unstable, the people who've been to war. We have a lot of homeless veterans. And if the government needs to try to get subsidized to help the homeless veterans, people who have actually fought for the country, people who are actually, but when you got people, young folks out there homeless, it's unnecessary. And we're in a great, in one of the greatest countries out here with opportunities. And I'm just so sick of making excuses. I'm so sick of making excuses. Why you can't go to major cities without everybody standing around. You got these young boys, 12 and 13 years old, wandering the streets. Their mamas and daddies don't know where they're at. As soon as something happened to these 12 or 13-year-olds, the first thing going to happen is they're going to say, my son was a good boy. Everybody thinks their child is a good boy, a good girl. But when they unalive, you see, y'all want to make excuses. You should know where your children at. You should know your children. And that's the problem in New Orleans, Louisiana. You go to football games, you go over here, they carjacking people cars. And it's people who look like us. Y'all can call me a coon. Y'all can call me what you want. I'm gonna tell it like it is. It's people who look like us. And we're not holding our people accountable. You need to know where your children are. Because I come up from an era where when the street lights came on, you better get your ass inside. When the street light came on, or your grandmother have that switch waiting for you. You better not come have the let the street lights catch you. And we gotta stop making excuses on why we can't be great as a people. I'm sick of the excuses that we make. And all of this, everybody wants to. Every time a police do something to our people, we want to march. We want to march and have an outcry, but we don't do the same, have the same energy when our own people are doing some of the things that we're doing to our people. That young man died on Facebook Live. They robbed him over his chain. They robbed him over his chain. Shot that man in his chest over his chain. And I didn't see no CNN. I didn't see no Fox News. See, they don't care when you unalive and commit treason among yourself. It's only when you do something to somebody else is when they care, or when somebody's doing something to us is when they care. And that's the things we got to stop being hypocrites. We got to stop being hypocrites. We play victim, and I'm sick of us playing victim. We victimize everything. We blame the YT man for everything. And you give the YT man all credit. Oh, we were put in slave. All our people wasn't enslaved. All of our people was not enslaved. But the ones who was, I get so tired of the conditions that we gotta keep blaming as victims. But who are you now? Don't tell me about what happened years ago. Who are you now as a people? And we got to stop making excuses for our people. I'm so tired. Pan-Africanism has taught our people to be victims. People like Dr. Umar Johnson, people like Sonetta TV, people like Philip Scott, all of them has taught our people to be victims. And I'm sick and tired of being a victim. It's time for us to hold ourselves accountable. And it starts with this lady who's out there right now, who's right there, who's right there, who I keep telling y'all right now. The lady who's sitting out there, she's indicted in New Orleans, Louisiana, for doing nothing for the city of New Orleans, Louisiana. For doing nothing but dancing. Every time you Google Latoya Cantrell, all she's known for is second lining and dancing. And she's a native Californian running a city of New Orleans, Louisiana. And she has used our taxpayer dollars, for what? Shout out to let me see. I think that's Sister Walker. Yes, using our taxpayer dollars for her personal gain. All of the traveling to the Bahamas, the Caribbean islands, off of our tax dollars. Out here having an affair with a police officer off of our tax dollars, hotels that she was involved in, all in the name of the city's money, not her own personal money, the city's tax dollars. And this is what you voting these people in for. This is why our cities are not gaining, because we keep making excuses for Memphis, Tennessee. We keep making excuses for Chicago. We keep making excuses for Tallahassee, Florida. We keep making excuses for all of our big cities. And we got to stop doing it, because at some point, it's because we keep voting the same people in. Shout out to the Tetrapack God. We keep voting the same people in. The demise is not the YT man, it's the people who look like us. And most of these people are foreigners. Most of these people are tethers. And they're teaching us to be victims. And I'm sick of us being a victim. I'm sick of us telling our children that we are victims to what? We can't even build our own. You're talking about building a nation. You're talking about building tribes, and we unalive each other. We don't value each other. And our children running around the way they running around. Our children running around with their pants off their ass. Or we're gonna call out how our boys are wanting to be. They're wearing skirts right now. They're wearing skirts. We got our boys running around wanting to be the girls. The girls want to be the boys. Well, it's just unbelievable. And I don't care what you want to do when you are an adult. But these Democrats are pushing this pedophilia into our school systems. You got drag queens. This is another. Latoya Cantrell was allowing drag queens to come in and teach our children. Had drag queens going into the school systems. I just did a video not too long ago showing the pedophile, the choir teacher who was messing around with little boys. The choir teacher. I just done a video about that. Who was just messing around with little boys. The Democrat, it's time, just like I told you, it's time to remove the word African American. It was a Democrat. It was a Democrat who had reclassified us. It wasn't a Republican. It wasn't an independent. It wasn't a Green Party. Who gave us the word African American was a Democrat. And his name was Jesse Jackson. That's how we came up with African American. Boule. He paired in with the tethers and we became African all of a sudden. All of a sudden, we woke up and we were African. Our people were never African. And because he was running for president of the United States of America, he sold out. Jesse Jackson got in with 200 mayors. One of the countries was from Europe. One of the countries were from the Caribbean. And one was from the continent of Africa. 43 mayors from Africa continent to give blessings, to give a blessings. I always ask y'all, if you were the African, why would you need to get a blessing to be called African? If you're African already, why would you need a blessing? Shout out to the great honorable Big Dog Philly. The honorable Big Dog Philly. I keep asking y'all, if you were the African, you would not have been the African in 1988. And all of you foolish people who talking about they were calling us African in the 1700s, it was never in law. It became law in 1988, 89. That's when it became law. Our people never agreed to be called African. And if you believe that, that's a lie. Stop lying on my people. We are the most reclassified people on the planet Earth. You don't go from being called Indian because we know the word Indian in the Oxford Dictionary. It means dark-skinned person. Reference to American blacks. Reference dark-skinned person. Usually derogatory. Go read the Oxford Dictionary. Y'all love the YT man. Y'all love him so much, but you don't want to hear the truth. Greetings to the great honorable Ponylocks. And I keep telling y'all, I'm so sick of y'all playing victim. I'm sick. If Donald Trump gotta call in the National Guards to clean up the shit that these liberal mayors are not doing, I'm all for it. And y'all gonna act like y'all don't see this in y'all big cities. Y'all don't see our people unaliving each other. Y'all don't see the homelessness all over our country that should have been being taken care of. Obama did nothing about. Obama done nothing to take care of the homelessness in America. It's 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 it should never be the way it looks. These cities are horrible. And I'm sorry, y'all. It's time for us to look ourselves in the mirror and start telling the truth. We don't have a hold on our youth. We got to start telling the truth. Our youth is going to be the demise of our human race. Our youth is going to eliminate our own people. We're not going to survive, and we want to compete. That's why I keep telling us ridiculous conversations. We're going to build a tribe. You can't build a tribe if there's no people. You can't build a tribe without people. And we got to stop making excuses. I get sick of it. These young people tell these boys pick their pants up. They're out here walking around giving an invitation to these. They don't understand. This rap culture needs to be dismantled. This rap culture is not what we grew up on. The rap culture is totally different to what we grew up on. This rap culture is demonic. You got young ladies out here talking about booty cream, booty juice, sexy red. These are abominations to our people. And we need to dismantle that culture. That's not a culture of us. That's not the rap culture, the hip hop culture we grew up on. Shout out to the Honorable Brines. It's time for us to call it out and out because I like to travel. I like to go to different cities. I'm sick and tired of it's not the YT people I gotta look around and worry about. It's yeah. For a truck driver, I made a video on how they got these people trying to eliminate our truck drivers. They're doing a lot of things. I did a video on how our truck drivers got to be aware of these race hustlers. But if you do the statistics, there are more of our own people unalive in us than the race hustlers. Even though some of our truck drivers are getting unalived, but they're not getting the number still is not as high as our people. So don't stop all this stuff about blaming other people. Y'all got to stop. Look, I told y'all unfollow me. I'm so sick of y'all with this blaming the other race, blaming the white man, blaming this person, and y'all won't hold our own people accountable. So sick and tired. You tell these boys stop showing their underwear. When I see these boys, I'm in Walmart. I say, man, pull your drawers up. And I tell them, I don't tell them in a disrespectful way. I pull them to the side and say, young man, do you know you're giving an invitation? They got criminals who got out of jail. They watching you. Young man, you're only 14, 15 years old. You're showing your behind. We got, some of our OGs are afraid to talk to our youth. And one of the reasons, because some of our OGs are pedophiles. They want these little boys to walk around with their butt behinds out. We got a problem in our own community. There's a lot of people that's of age be looking at these little boys. I'm telling you, a lot of these grown ass men be the ones. That's why they don't tell them that they need to pull up their pants because they be the main ones watching them. They the main ones, and you expect these OGs to be you. When I was coming up, we had OGs to talk to us, and I never forget Mr. Eddie. There was he was the elder. Never forget Mr. Eddie. Mr. Eddie used to say he used to tell me he said Peanut. He said wear a belt. He said your light skinned behind wear a belt. I bet not catch you not wearing a belt. I always kept a belt on.
Since that man told me I ain't have a daddy around me. Mr. Eddie was around me. And Mr. Eddie told me that I should wear a belt. And I always kept a belt on because he said because he was in prison. And he told me the game on what they do. And the sad part is we don't have no OGs, no real OGs out here telling these boys that they need to pull their pants up. And I'm so sick and tired of people. You know why I don't get 100 people in my comments? Y'all know why I don't get a lot of people? Because it's like I'm the preacher. It's like I'm the preacher. You know when the preacher is preaching and it be seeming like the preacher is talking to you, but you know he ain't talking to you, but it seems like you feel guilty because it feels like he's talking to you. Well, there's a lot of men out here that are out here on the down low, and they predators of the youth. They're predators of the youth. And I don't care what you do with older people. Whoever you sleep with, what you do with older people, that's not for me to judge. But when you mess with young people, young adults, and you messing their mind up, that's why I have a problem. I have a problem with older people taking advantage of our youth. Older people taking advantage of our youth. And people like me will never be big as other content creators because everybody don't want to hear the truth. It's never going to be about the numbers with me. But my voice is going to be here forever on YouTube. And it's going to help somebody. It's going to help somebody. Okay? I was looking at my ad, I got more people who watch me. Y'all wouldn't believe this. I got people who watch me. They be in there, but they won't subscribe. I got my followers. Just say I got 300 followers that's following me, right? I mean, that's watching in my chat. And 400 people will be unsubscribed to me. They watch me, but they won't subscribe to me. So I have a lot of people who like to watch me, but will not subscribe. Okay, I look at my analytics all the time. It costs nothing to subscribe, but they haters. A lot of people don't want to see you grow. A lot of people don't want to see you grow. They don't want you to get out. They don't want a person like me to spread the message because a person like me is going to change the world. My views are going to change the world. My viewpoints. And I'm telling you, it don't matter. There's going to always be somebody who going to listen to you. But see on TikTok, you can ask Pony Locks. To TikTok, I'll be having 2,000 people in my chat. I'll be having 2,000 people in my chat. I have 500 people in my chat. Anybody go to my TikTok, I'm almost 20K right now. The algorithm over there on TikTok is way faster than the algorithm. The people on TikTok don't be hating. They be following you and they support you. But the people on YouTube, they just are they got certain people they want to subscribe to. They got certain people who they want to support. And they don't want to see you grow over here. Y'all realize I'm just about to hit 3K over here. And the reason why I'm about to hit 3K on YouTube is because of my TikTok subscribers. My TikTok subscribers is about, I looked at my analytics. I got 45 new followers, subscribers from my TikTok people coming over here. 45. I got new subscribers just coming left and right from TikTok. That's why I can't leave TikTok, because TikTok is changing the algorithm. And I'm telling you, New Orleans Mayor Latoya Cantrell is a example on why we got to stop voting Democrat. And I'm not saying we got to go Republican, but we got to go anything but Democrat. What has Democrats have done for our people? Ask yourself. We got to find us another party. Even if you don't want to go with the Republican Party, we got to find us another party
independent, somebody, because I'm telling you, our inner cities are suffering. Our inner cities are the worst, and every mayor that is running our inner cities are, yeah, are Democrats. Are Democrats. They've done the statistics, and it's not lying, y'all. All of the crime-ridden cities are ran by Democrats, not Republicans. Democrats, not independents. Democrats. And we got what, and if you look at the title, her name is, I got Latoya, destroyer Cantrell. Yes, she destroyed my city, New Orleans, Louisiana. She did not make it better. She made it worse. And I'm just letting y'all know that we gotta stop with this foolishness. That we gotta just keep putting the people who look like us in office. Because if we put the people who look like us, y'all gotta do a background on the people who look like us. Y'all got to put a background, because some of these people be tethers. You can't just go by no skin color. Some of these people be Nigerians. Some of these people be Somalians. Some of these people be Jamaicans. We can't just put anybody in there based on color. It's ruining us, y'all. It's ruining our people. No more talk, family. No more talk. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Hit that like button. My next live is going to be tomorrow, sometime tomorrow evening. I will be talking about Umar Johnson, the rise and fall of Umar Johnson. Y'all make sure y'all be there. I think I might do it around 7 o'clock tomorrow, 7 p.m. I'll be in Louisville, Kentucky, but I'm in Bowling Green, Kentucky. But I will be talking about the rise and fall of Umar Johnson. The chickens have come home to roost. The chickens have come home to roost. Shout out to great, the great Egyptian goddess. And you, the Egyptian goddess, you have one of the best names. And a lot of people don't know that a lot of our Egyptians were right here in America. We have more pyramids in the America than even Africa. If you go to South America, you go look at all the mounds in the pyramids. A lot of people, when they think about pyramids, they only think about Africa. They only think about Africa. They don't even understand that we have pyramids all across, mounds and pyramids all across. Yes, we have Egyptian heritage right here in America. And our ancestors have wrote that on the walls of the pyramids. Okay, so I want you guys to remember that. But I want you guys to realize that we have to politically, we have to move away from the Democrat Party, even if we got to go independent. And if I don't trust the Republicans neither, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a. My mother was a long Republican, because back in the days, Democrats was not. Black folks was not allowed to be a Democrat. We had our own party, which was called the Republic. My mother was a long life Republic. Okay, so my foundation was always conservative. I was always raised conservative. Okay, so we never believed in the Democrat. Okay, so but I don't believe. I believe a lot of these Democrats moved over to the Republican Party. I believe that a lot of these mega people are former Democrats. Okay, I don't trust the mega. A lot of these megas don't think that they love you. They wanted your vote. I'm not saying Donald Trump. I'm talking about his followers. A lot of these followers are race hustlers, hustlers. Don't trust them people. Them people don't love you. And that they was like, they happy that we voted to help him get in, but a lot of them people don't love you. I don't trust the Republican, and I don't trust the Democrats. We have to come up with a new party and support a party that recognize our movements, our people. Okay, our people. We got to find something that goes with our people, our views. And we need a mayor that is Aboriginal, not no tethers. We need mayors that are Aboriginal. So I'd like to thank you guys once again. Remember to hit the like button. Also share my videos. And then today I got to get ready because I got to my son and we got to get ready for our live. I think we're supposed to go on. We got a preseason game with the Chargers, so I got to go over there and support my son in his football channel. Okay, so thank you guys once again. I'm home. I'm actually home, as you can see, all that land in the back of me, but I'm actually home. So you guys have a beautiful day. I thank you guys for the support. I'm out.